Greetings and good day. You're tuning in to another edition of Veterans Update, and it's a special edition because I am joined here today by Newton South Lion Senior Brennan Fankhauser, who's graduating here in a few weeks, and he is a member of the WISE program, in which he reached out to me at City Hall and was interested in finding out the ongoings there. So I wanted to welcome Brennan here to the studio today at New TV and ask a little bit about the program and what you plan on doing with the information and all the experience that you had in my office.
So essentially the WISE program is the senior internship program.
Okay.
And I wanted to do like a government related internship. I was originally looking at Boston City Hall, but I ended up choosing Newton City Hall because I thought it would be more interesting because I've lived here my whole life. And essentially what I'm doing for the WISE program is I've been working with Seth, making videos and just seeing what he does daily at his office. And now we're doing this interview, and in a week we have something called the WISE Fair, where I'll be showing the videos and talking about what we've done together.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it has been quite a few weeks, and it's no secret that it is the month of May. It's one of the busiest months in veteran services, not just in Newton City Hall, but all the veterans offices throughout Massachusetts and the nation as we gear up to celebrate Armed Forces Day and obviously Memorial Day at the end of the month. So it was a really great intersection between the youth here in the city being interested in what's going on at City Hall, and then he was able to come in, meet with some veterans, go out on the street, find out what goes on a day-to-day basis, and basically just have an eye-opening experience of what goes on here in the city of Newton. So what else would you like to discuss today now that you have me in the office?
Well, I have a few questions for you I would like to ask,
Okay,
so might as well get right into that.
Okay.
What does the Veteran Services Department do?
Okay, what does the department do? Well, it's a multifaceted department, and I take pride in seeking out and developing personal and professional relationships with both public and private organizations throughout the city and the Commonwealth, utilizing inclusion, collaboration, and cooperation to enhance services for our veterans. I wear multiple hats throughout the year. Clearly, the organization of veteran-centric events such as Veterans Day, Memorial Day. I'm an integral part of the 9/11 ceremony that we have at the fire headquarters every year. And basically, I continue to focus on personal and professional development of the vast majority of our aging war veterans throughout all the different war eras.
All right. What are some examples of the services your department offers?
Okay, so some examples. Well, the City of Newton has made generous provisions for providing to veterans in need of financial assistance. Basically, under the veteran definition, any eligible dependents may apply for veterans benefits provided that they meet the income and assets limits. But veterans can use MassVet, the Veteran Financial Benefit Estimator tool, to help determine if they might be eligible for financial assistance. So I also work with veterans. I work with the veterans and their dependents, and I also work with surviving spouses of dependents. So it could be a myriad of benefits from medical costs, food insecurities, assistance with housing needs and or rental assistance. Aside from that, unfortunately our veterans do age on and they pass gracefully, and then it's time that I provide the family with a proper military burial, along with the branch of service that they served in, and then of course going through the process of picking out placards for their final internment. Aside from that, I basically keep my thumb on the patriotic pulse of the city from month to month throughout the year on all the different sorts of events that transpire that call for veteran recognition.
All right. What do you think veterans in Newton need to know?
The veterans in Newton. Well, the city is committed to assisting our needy veterans and their dependents with the same concern and compassion that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has always extended upon. today, with the continued support of Mayor Mark Laredo and his executive staff and the veteran-centric organizations such as the American Legion Post 440, the Sons of the American Legion 440, the Jewish War Veterans 211, and the American Legion Auxiliary, we collectively are continually meeting the needs of our former service personnel and their surviving dependents. So that's it in a nutshell.
I have a follow-up question to that. What do you
Sure.
think the family members of these Newton veterans should know?
The family members should know that their loved one, serviceman or woman, should contact my office at their earliest convenience, and at least at the very minimum, they should bring in their discharge paperwork so that I can have it on file once in my office, and then also with the city clerk. That helps out with the census. Very often, veterans come into my office with a very serious need, but they don't have their discharge paperwork, which is the absolute most important piece of paperwork to begin any application, because you have to have that. So finding that, I don't actually need the original. I don't really want to hold on to anyone's original, but bringing that into my office and having it on file, especially when you come in that first initial visit, would help determine what other opportunities and benefits might be eligible to that particular veteran. So to the families, tell that service member to get in touch with me, because if they don't know where to find their discharge paperwork, I have means to go and find it, access it, request it. Sometimes we actually have to use the snail mail and go through St. Louis, Missouri, because that's where the central hub of discharge paperwork comes from. So that would be one aspect of what family members need to know. The other aspect is that family members need to know that the veteran can come in to my office, not just for financial or medical needs, but also for opportunities for the tax work-off program, which is a program at Newton City Hall where veterans can come in and they can work a specific number of hours in other departments doing tasks, maybe in elections, for example, or during the polls, and they can work down their property tax. So that's a very easy program to use, and it also has a built-in benefit for the city and for the veteran themselves to work off their taxes. That's my top two that I would throw out there.
Well, I have one more question for you. Well, as a veteran yourself, what has your experience been with veteran services, and do you think it needs any improvement?
Sure. Well, I'm incredibly grateful to have the career and a livelihood of service to veterans. It's been absolutely wonderful. Given my age and my service to this country, I have grown up watching the World War II veterans drift into retirement and their golden years of life. And then after that, I've been fortunate to help Vietnam vets, again, go from the working world into retirement, and now Vietnam veterans are gracing into their golden years. And then after that, I identify myself as a Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran. I've been able to assist the veterans here in the city transition or gain ways to use their veteran benefit to seek employment or to seek educational benefits, things of that nature. So it really has been uplifting and incredibly fulfilling to be able to have an opportunity to impact so many different veteran war eras in so many different capacities, from 94 to 24 years old and everyone in between. So that's been really a purposeful meaning to what I do in the city and what I've focused my career on. When it comes to the issues at hand, these can both be regional and or national, but the number one aspect I believe that is focusing on the whole health of veterans is obviously housing. Everyone needs four walls and a roof. So while I understand that senior housing is a priority, right after that, obviously I'd like to make sure that there's a priority for veteran housing, both in aging communities and then just in your standard community of veterans transitioning out of the military, and then they might need to live in a complex or a community theater where they're surrounded by facilities and other like-minded veteran residents before they are able to go to that next stage in life. So housing, both in the Commonwealth and the city and the nation, is a huge priority, both with myself and with the VA. Secondly would be transportation. The VA is great about issuing or mailing out prescription drugs to veteran members, which is great, but also veterans need to actually physically make it to their VA appointments, and many Vietnam vets and older aren't driving anymore, so I think that the VA will need to take a look going forward on how to collectively overhaul their transportation requirements or their transportation accessibility so that veterans in the community can make their appointments. So there's several VAs in the region. So we've got Bedford up north, Jamaica Plain, downtown Boston, Brockton is not too far by. So there's several VA campuses here within a 50-mile radius of Newton, and some families aging out, both the wife and the husband, either veteran, whomever it may be, may not be driving anymore. So transportation will be an issue going forward. Next is affordability, and I'm speaking about affordability specifically in New England. As we know, we call some of the flyover states in the middle of the country, you know, Indiana, Ohio, Arkansas. The cost of living is not nearly as expensive as it is here in the New England region. So I think what's important is that the VA and other civic organizations, such as the Rotary Club and Kiwanis, whatnot, teaming up with the American Legion would be great if we could have initiatives and programs where veterans are able to get outside their house and meet other veterans, whether that be on the Charles River, at local parks, if we could have arts and crafts displays, things that nature. All the things that our standard American civilian likes to do, veterans like to do as well. So having a little bit more affordability to get out of the house and enjoy New England for what it's worth, that should be a focus here in the New England region, whether it comes to the VA or the Veteran Services Department in whichever city and town the veteran lives in. And then finally, this is more of a specific to the city of Newton, and I'll be discussing this with the mayor's staff in the next round of budget meetings, which would be what is our plan for indigent burial funds. Every once in a while, a family will come to my office and they are not in a strong financial situation to be able to give a veteran a proper burial. I believe that next budget cycle I will be talking to the mayor and his staff about making sure that we have some funds allocated so that in case we have an indigent veteran come into my office, that we're able to provide them with the decency and the dignity of having a proper military funeral. So those are my top four aspects that I would start identifying now for the next budget season, whether it's regionally, citywide, or nationally. There I go.
Sounds good.
All right, well, I have a question for you. How did you find my office?
Well, originally, like I said, I was looking at Boston City Hall. And when I chose to look at Newton, I just went to the website, I started searching up different departments, and I thought of Veteran Services. I was like, first I looked up Veterans Affairs, because that's what I was thinking it would be called, and your office was like the top website, and I clicked it, and it was like, Seth Bai. I'll shoot him an email, see if he's open to doing this project or internship with me, and it was like that.
Okay. Fantastic. I do try to update my my website at least every 30, 60 days, depending if there was an event. Like obviously we've got the Memorial Day Parade coming up. I'm sorry, strike that. We have our Salute to Service and 250th celebration parade coming up. So I was clearly working on that in the last 6 weeks or so, along with the mayor and the budget team, making sure that I'm putting out good information. So I'm glad that you were able to find me on the city webpage. Aside from that, When you are finished here at Newton South, and I do believe you're going off to Pennsylvania to college, will you somehow take this experience in veteran services and go forward? Or did this spark any interest going forward with veterans in the community and the things that you'd like to be learning about in college?
I'm not sure about college, but it definitely has spiked more of an interest in like civic engagement with me.
Okay. Yeah, Brennan and I were out on the town. We interviewed several businesses that support and provide services to the city and through my office for all sorts of patriotic events. So it's been a wonderful experience working with you in the WISE program. I'm very grateful that you were able to find me. We worked together harmoniously. I'm looking forward to you getting a quality grade at school. And I hope when you do come back to visit, during your school breaks, give me a call. Let's link up and let's get together again, okay?
All right.
Thanks so much for your time, Brennan.
It's good working with you.
All right. Well, then, that'll just about wrap up this edition of Veterans Update. Thank you again for tuning in. Do keep in mind that we do have our Salute to Service Parade coming up on Sunday, May 17th from 3 to 5. You can find all sorts of details on the City Hall website. And for now, this is Seth Bai signing off, saying God bless our troops, God bless America. Thanks for tuning in.
Newton News is brought to you in part by the Village Bank. Your village, your bank.